One of the best investments you can make as a beginning hunter is a trail camera. Whether the property you will hunt is 5 acres or 500, selecting the right places to hang cameras is a challenge that evolves throughout the year. After all, deer, and particularly bucks, have different habits, travel patterns, and interests during different stages of the year. Some spots will always produce photos of deer, but if you want to establish a pattern for your bucks, you'll need to think like a deer instead of a deer hunter. During the months leading up to the season opener, you'll want to inventory the deer you'll be hunting later. Focus on secluded food sources adjacent to cover, mineral licks, soft mast, trails leading to water sources, or supplemental feed stations. When conducting a trail camera survey of your property, you'll want at least one camera for every 40 to 50 acres. During the early season, bucks are shedding their velvet and breaking out of their bachelor groups. The key during this stage of the season is to establish your target buck's bedding and feeding areas and their travel patterns in between the two. Mature bucks will use scrapes and rubs to delineate their territory, and they'll visit signposts to communicate with other deer in the area. Target scrapes and signposts as prime trail camera locations during this stage, and pay particular attention to the dates and times that specific deer appear in each of your cameras. By charting this information in conjunction with other factors such as wind direction, you can begin to establish the boundaries of a buck's home area and his travel patterns in different conditions. Once the rut arrives, most early season patterns go out the window. Bucks are now focused exclusively on finding and breeding does, and they'll cover a lot of ground to do so. Focus your camera strategy on travel corridors during this stage of the year and pay close attention to terrain and habitat features that influence movement. Funnels, saddles, and edges on the downwind side of food sources can be excellent locations to catch bucks cruising. If you have a time-lapse camera that is capable of capturing action over an extended distance, don't be afraid to place it on a food source that attracts plenty of does, but be sure to face the camera to the north to avoid overexposure due to the rising or setting sun. During the late season and the weeks following the end of the season, deer will spend most of their time conserving energy in areas with south-facing slopes or winter thermal cover, but they'll also be eating a lot. Place your cameras directly on food sources that are high in carbohydrates and protein, as the bucks will be looking for protein to recover the weight they lost during the rut, and carbs to provide the energy needed to maintain body temperature. If your state allows supplemental feeding, these stations can be great places for finding out which bucks survive the hunting season.